Blender 4.1 is already here, and a lot of you guys probably are already using this new version, but you probably don't know the newest features and the newest modifiers that they have added. Not only modifiers, but nodes and an amazing new interface on Blender 4.1. If you don't know these new nodes and these new modifiers, this video is specially for you. So with no further ado, let's talk a little bit about these new features. So first of all, we have a new user interface. In the outliner, double-clicking an object or a collection will select all of his children. This is an amazing new feature that they have added to Blender because it just facilitates a lot for you and your workflow. And one more thing, they added the expand and collapse all to the right-click context menu, one of the amazing features that they have added to this interface. And not just that, we have now operated dialogues that have a cancel button, so now you can cancel every operation that you do. And not just that, but now the list view are now more responsive as column collapse automatically. So this is super good when you are using your list view to select a project or to select a 3D model, and then you want to resize that list, and it was really weird to work with, and now with 4.1 they have resolved that problem. Now we will go to the most important and interesting features that they have added, like geometry nodes. So in geometry nodes they have added a new node that is called menu switch. The menu switch node inputs one of his outputs depending on the menu selection. So only the input that is passed through the node is computed. The available menu entries are defined by the user, and the menu items can be added or removable, as well as renamed and reordered in the editor sidebar. Typically, the menu switch node allows creating custom menu to allow switching between in the group interface. But be careful, connecting multiple menu switch nodes to the same output socket creates a conflict, and to avoid this, the menu switch node can be wrapped into a node group. Multiple node groups of the same time can be connected to the same menu, since they contain the same menu switch node. The index switch node outputs one of his inputs depending on the indexed value. So basically only the input that is passed through the node is computed. Something that they have added, basically it already exists, it's the Musgrave texture, but right now they have switched the noise texture node to the Musgrave texture on geometry nodes, but it still includes all of the same functionality. Split to instance. Split to instance, as the name says, splits up geometry elements into instance, of course based on a group ID. A geometry node that you probably don't know, it's the rotate rotation. Applies an additional rotation amount into a rotation value. And last but not least, the active camera. The active camera, as the name says, outputs the scene active camera. It's a really good geometry node that they have added, but right now probably the best geometry node that they have added, it's the menu switch. I think it will be super useful for everyone that uses geometry node. A new modifier that they have added, it's the smooth biangle. It's something that probably a lot of you guys were asking for, and right now we have it on Blender 4.1. What this smooth biangle node does, or modifier, it's basically a modifier for geometry nodes, and it does basically the same as an auto smooth. Instead of the mesh auto smooth option, that option has been replaced by a modifier node group asset. This means geometry nodes now have the ability to set edge sharpness and create split normals without the need of an original mesh. So basically this auto smooth tool is very useful for geometry nodes, so it's basically one of the biggest modifiers that they have added right now, because geometry nodes, it's a big deal and a lot of people are using geometry nodes for all sort of things, but now you have literally a modifier that makes that for you, so it's much easier and it's a better workflow. So if you want to know more about the animation keying, totally recommend you guys to go check it out, the Blender channel, where you have a new video about animation keying, and they talk everything that you need to know about this new workflow in animation. So if you are an animator and you use Blender for your own animations, I strongly recommend to go check it out, that video on the Blender channel. Alright guys, so this was the video. If you like this video and this video helped you with these new features that right now are available on Blender 4.1. Don't forget to give a like and to subscribe to the channel and become a patron to have access to all the tutorial files that I make here in this channel, and you have the opportunity to suggest a tutorial there. So if you want to have your own tutorial here in the channel, go check it out my Patreon page, and don't forget to subscribe the channel for more content like this. Alright guys, I hope you liked this video and I see you in the next one. Bye!